Hello everyone and welcome back. As you can see, we're on a fully different topic today. I've took a bit of time last week and on this weekend to actually go and try to start with my own humanoid model. And I'm gonna talk a bit about it why today. So the video is about my first rather futile attempt on it, and the last part of it is about the model I'm currently working on, which actually works. First model, as you can see, I've tried to work with a cube, and this was just a bad idea. Anyhow, as you know, I'm working with Yamaha Tech, and sometime in the near future, like next month or something, the option to import my own assets will come, and I want to use that. Also, I want to use it for NPCs and stuff in the games, in the levels that I make, and probably to the extent of importing my own characters and stuff. But, and here's a big but, the tech I use from Death 3D has for each model that I use, for each humanoid model that I use, basically for everything I use, there is so when I buy it, I can use it in renders and stuff, and everything's fine. But if I want to use it for things like games, or whenever a person has the ability to interact with it in a 3D way, I would have to buy an extra license. And just for the humanoid model that I use, this would come to around $250 or something. And I'm actually not going to pay that. It's not that I can if I wanted to, but I actually don't want to. Not because I think this is wrong. I'm absolutely fine with people putting in the work and saying, hey, I made this model and I want to make money off of it. This is absolutely fine. This is what work is about. I'm putting in the work and I want to get paid for it. Absolutely fine. But I'd have to really check what am I using. Do I have the license? And yeah, I've also I rather for some time thought about starting with my own base model. This would also mean rigging the base model, but I'm fairly confident that I am good enough yet to rig the model, at least somehow. I have to save it as an actor. I have to see that I make the templates for the transfer utility tool, which I have no idea how to do that. This is something I will have to look into, and I'm actually looking forward to doing that. Yeah, I'll be honest here, I'm looking forward to doing that. This is something that interests me, and it has interested me for quite some time, and I'm really going to do that. Yeah, but in the end, I decided, okay, if I want to go further with my 3D content, I at some point have to make my own models. Last year, at my birthday, I got a book from a friend, who which was about creating human models in 3D. The models that are created in the book are really, really detailed, and one of my goals is to make a low poly model. So, as an explanation, the model I use currently, the Death 3D model, is a high poly model. It is really detailed. There are a lot of faces and edges and points and whatnot. It's a really good and high-end model. And even though the other Genesis like 3 and 8 and whatnot are probably a bit better and probably a bit more detailed, I'm happy with Genesis 2, and I will continue to work with it for quite some time. Probably until I'm finished with my own model, and until I'm finished with transferring everything I have to my new model. But for the meantime, I will do it, and I'm happy with it. And as you can see, my first attempt was rather not that well looking. But yeah, this was my first attempt at creating my own humanoid model, and it shows. But it was the first test, and I'm okay with it. It's really weird looking, and I actually don't have the model anymore, so I don't have a render for it. Mainly because I saved over it when I did my new body model. What I'm also having to get into is actual really good textures. I just can't put a plain texture on this, obviously. I have to look into bump maps, I have to look into texture for skin. What I'm already looking into is morphs. As I told you, I don't have the video about making a morph yet, but I have that in the back of my head, and I will do that probably next weekend. Under the week, I will most likely, since I have Wednesday off, I will most likely make the new Lots of Magic model, the last one for the Earth Faith, and then we'll see. But next weekend I will probably, I don't know yet, but probably make the video about morphs. And it's actually really easy. I made a bunch of them already and just tried with different stuff to get acquainted with it. And it's really fun. But yeah, this is something I have to look into. Or I will have to. And actually working with a lower poly model like I want to do. For one, it saves a lot of RAM and of CPU and of rendering usage. And for another kind, it's probably, I don't know yet, but probably easier to make morphs, especially if I made the model myself. But we'll see about that. Yeah, this is the thing that I worked on the weekend. In about a minute or so, we will get to the model that I'm currently working on, which looks much better than this. It's not perfect, and to be honest, I'm going for a stylized version here. So this is exaggerated in many cases. I'm working on the female body first, obviously, as you can see right now, and as you will see in the next thing. I work on the female body first, and I've exaggerated a lot. The waist is not necessarily unnaturally thin, but it's really thin. The boobs are big. The butt is big. And I actually I only did the shoulder so far. So as you can see with this one, when I did the shoulder, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to just finish it, put on every extremity, and just see what it comes out of it. And yeah, this isn't a really good model. And yeah, this is how far I got with the first try. But we're going to look into the second one right about now. And actually I have a few renders at the end which I did over the last few days, so enjoy these. Yeah, but this is the model I currently have. I actually didn't record making it because I was like, okay, let's just do like half an hour of just trying to get a feel for it before I make the video, and then I ended up with this and I was like, okay, well, this was longer than half an hour. I worked like, I don't know, 2 hours on this. But I was like, okay, this looks actually usable. I like this. And as you can see, yeah, I've exaggerated on a few features, but I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I will definitely continue to use this. And that is probably really the base for my female model. Anyway, thanks for watching. Enjoy the renders at the end. I'll see you guys around, and keep your eyes peeled for my new content. Stay healthy and stay safe, guys.